Imagine this. You go to bed tonight, and instead of tossing and turning, instead of waking up at 3 a.m., staring at the ceiling instead of dragging yourself out of bed, feeling older than you actually are, you wake up refreshed, full of energy, clear in your mind, and with a stronger body that is ready to fight off infections and keep you active during the day. What if I told you that after the age of 60, your body desperately wants just one thing every night? One simple nighttime habit that can recharge your immune system, restore your energy, and actually slow down the speed at which you feel aging creeping in? This isn't some miracle cure, it isn't a magic pill, but it is something backed by science, by years of observation, and by the lived experiences of thousands of older adults who discovered that the way you prepare your body for sleep is as important as the sleep itself. So today I'm going to talk to you, directly to you, about how one nighttime habit can change the way you age, the way you fight off disease, and the way you feel every single morning. Before we dive in, I want you to do something for me. Please scroll down and write your age in the comments. I want to know who's watching. I want to know if you're 60, 70, maybe even 80 or beyond, because this community is filled with people just like you who are looking for ways to stay strong and live better. And while you're there, hit the subscribe button, because every week I share science-backed tips for health after 60. You deserve to know the truth about your body, not myths, not quick fixes, but practical habits that really work. Now let's talk about the problem first. After 60, your body doesn't behave the way it did at 40. You may notice that you sleep 7 or 8 hours, but still wake up tired. You may notice that every little cold seems to last longer, every infection feels heavier, and your energy crashes faster in the afternoon. Why does this happen? Inside your body, there is a nightly reset button. Every time you sleep, your cells repair themselves, your brain clears away waste and toxins, and your immune system builds fresh armies of cells to defend you against bacteria and viruses. But here's the truth. As you age, this reset button doesn't press itself as effectively as it once did. The immune system becomes slower to respond. Your body produces fewer repair molecules, and the hormonal signals that tell your cells to regenerate weaken. The result? Poor sleep quality, low energy, and weaker immunity. But what if there was a way to help your body press that reset button more effectively? This is where the nighttime habit comes in, and I promise you, it is not complicated, it does not require expensive equipment, and it is something you can start doing tonight. The key lies in two simple but powerful adjustments: giving your body the minerals it needs to calm down and restore itself, and creating the right environment for sleep that allows deep repair to happen. More specifically, the focus is on magnesium-rich hydration and the reduction of artificial light exposure before bed. Let's break this down slowly, because I want you to truly understand what's happening in your body. Magnesium is a mineral that most people don't get enough of, especially after 60. When you were younger, your diet and your body's absorption were enough to keep levels high. But as you age, your stomach absorbs less, your kidneys excrete more, and the modern diet often doesn't provide what your cells desperately need. Why does this matter? Because magnesium is the mineral of relaxation. It calms your muscles, it soothes your nerves, and it is directly involved in the production of melatonin, the hormone that tells your brain it's time to sleep. Without enough magnesium, you may fall asleep, but your sleep is shallow, fragmented, and filled with awakenings. Your immune system doesn't get the deep stage sleep where it builds up natural killer cells and T cells, the soldiers that fight infections. This is why so many people over 60 complain, "I sleep, but I don't feel rested." Have you felt that way yourself? Write in the comments if you've noticed that sleep doesn't feel as powerful as it once did. Now, imagine this. Instead of going to bed with low magnesium and too much blue light from your phone or TV, you give your body what it craves. You drink a warm cup of magnesium-rich water or herbal tea about 30 minutes before bed. You dim the lights, you turn off the television, and you let your body's natural signals kick in. Studies show that older adults who correct magnesium deficiency improve both sleep quality and immune function. In fact, one study found that magnesium supplementation restored deep sleep cycles in people over 65, allowing their immune systems to produce more cytokines, the proteins that regulate immune defense. Another study showed that those who raised their magnesium intake reported higher morning energy, fewer nighttime awakenings, and a lower risk of respiratory infections. This isn't just theory. This is your body saying thank you. And here's a story. Margaret, a 72-year-old retired teacher, told researchers she had been waking up 3 or 4 times every night. She felt exhausted during the day, her energy was gone, and she caught every cold her grandchildren brought home. Her doctor suggested adding magnesium in the evening, combined with a stricter light routine. No bright screens after 9 p.m., dimmed bedroom lights, and a cup of warm chamomile tea with magnesium citrate powder. Within 3 weeks, Margaret reported sleeping through the night 5 out of 7 nights. Her morning energy returned, her mood lifted, and she didn't catch a single cold that winter, even though she had previously suffered 3 bouts of bronchitis the year before. Stories like hers are everywhere, and they show us that small adjustments create massive results. You may be thinking, I already take vitamins, I already try to eat healthy. Why do I need this? The answer lies in absorption and timing. It's not just what you take, it's when and how you take it. During the day, magnesium supports your muscles, your heart rhythm, and your nerves. But at night, magnesium signals to your brain. It is time to switch from fight mode to repair mode. If you never give your brain that signal, your sleep becomes more about lying still than true repair. Think about it like charging your phone. You can plug it in for 8 hours, but if the charger isn't connected properly, the battery is still low in the morning. Your body works the same way. You may spend 8 hours in bed, but without the right nighttime habit, your energy and immunity don't recharge. Let's talk about the role of light, because this is the second half of the habit. Every evening your brain produces melatonin in response to darkness. But in the modern world, we bathe our eyes in artificial light, from televisions, smartphones, LED bulbs. Blue light tells your brain, stay awake, stay alert, and so melatonin is delayed, sometimes suppressed entirely. For younger people, the body compensates, but after 60, melatonin production is already lower. Add artificial light, and it becomes almost non-existent. The result? You fall asleep later, you wake up more often, and your immune system misses its window to regenerate. Scientists have shown that even 1 hour of screen time before bed can reduce melatonin levels by 50%. Imagine trying to fight infections with half an army. That's what happens when you stare at your phone at 11 p.m. So here is the practical step. Every night, 30 to 60 minutes before bed, turn off bright screens. If you must use them, at least use blue light filters or wear blue light blocking glasses. But ideally replace that last hour of screen time with something calming. Reading a physical book, listening to gentle music, or simply preparing for the next day. Pair this with magnesium hydration, and you've given your body both the chemical signal and the environmental signal that it is time to restore itself. This is the one nighttime habit that can make a profound difference. And let's pause here. I want to ask you, do you often use your phone in bed? Do you fall asleep with the TV still running? How has that affected your sleep? Write in the comments. Your experience can help someone else here who is struggling with the same problem. You are not alone in this. Now let's dive even deeper into the science, because I know many of you want to understand why this really works. During deep sleep, known as slow wave sleep, your brain waves slow down, your body temperature drops, and your immune system becomes most active. This is when growth hormone is released, repairing tissues, bones, and muscles. It is also when the brain clears out beta amyloid, a protein linked to Alzheimer's disease. If you cut your deep sleep short, these processes are incomplete. That means faster aging, weaker immunity, and higher risk of cognitive decline. Magnesium directly supports the production of gamma-aminobutyric acid, or GABA, a neurotransmitter that calms your nervous system and promotes deep sleep. Without enough GABA, your brain stays in high alert, and you miss those deep sleep cycles. By correcting magnesium and limiting light, you allow your body to spend more time in this powerful stage. But let's not forget practicality. I know some of you may be thinking, I already take enough pills, I don't want more. The good news is you don't always need supplements. Magnesium can be found in foods like pumpkin seeds, almonds, spinach, avocados, and bananas. But if your diet doesn't provide enough, or if you want a reliable nighttime ritual, magnesium citrate or glycinate supplements are gentle and effective forms. Always check with your doctor, especially if you have kidney problems, but for most people, a small dose in the evening is both safe and beneficial. I also want to address a myth. Many believe that sleep problems after 60 are just normal, that nothing can be done, and that you just have to accept it. That is not true. Yes, your sleep architecture changes with age, but research consistently shows that habits, environment, and nutrition can restore a significant portion of sleep quality. Don't accept poor sleep as your destiny. Don't accept low energy as just aging. Small adjustments can change the trajectory of your health. Now, as you listen to this, think of your own life. Do you wake up tired? Do you feel like your immune system isn't what it used to be? Do you want to regain the feeling of truly restful sleep? If yes, then I encourage you to start this nighttime habit tonight. It costs almost nothing. It requires no drastic lifestyle changes, and the benefits are extraordinary. And then come back here tomorrow and write in the comments what you noticed. Did you sleep deeper? Did you wake up less often? Did your morning feel different? I want to hear from you because your story might inspire someone else. Let's go even deeper into how this nighttime habit transforms your body after 60, because understanding what is happening inside gives you power. Think of your immune system as an army that never sleeps. It has soldiers that patrol, soldiers that attack invaders, and soldiers that remember past infections so they can fight smarter next time. But these soldiers need training, they need rest, and they need new recruits. And that happens mostly at night, during deep sleep. If you're not getting restorative sleep, your immune army is tired, undertrained, and sometimes confused. That's why older adults often get sick more often and take longer to recover. But when you combine magnesium-rich hydration with reduced light exposure, you are giving your immune army the tools it needs to rebuild every single night. I want you to imagine your body at night like a factory. The factory runs 24 hours a day, but there is a special shift that happens only at night. During that shift, workers repair machines, replace broken parts, clean up waste, and prepare the factory for another busy day. If that shift is cut short or disrupted, the machines start breaking down, the waste piles up, and the factory runs less efficiently. That is exactly what happens in your body when you don't reach deep sleep. Waste proteins like beta amyloid accumulate in your brain, inflammation rises, and your immune response weakens. But the nighttime habit we were talking about gives the night shift everything it needs. The lights are dimmed, signaling workers to begin, and the magnesium is delivered, fueling their tools. Suddenly the factory runs smoothly again, and the morning brings renewed strength. Now let's talk about the brain. After 60, many people worry about memory decline, slower thinking, and diseases like Alzheimer's. Sleep is directly connected to this. During deep sleep, your brain cells shrink slightly, allowing cerebrospinal fluid to wash through and clear out toxins. Think of it as a nightly brain cleanse. Without it, toxins linger, plaques build up, and memory suffers. Studies from institutions like Harvard and Stanford have shown that older adults who improve their sleep hygiene, especially by limiting light and supporting magnesium intake, perform better on memory tests, have sharper attention, and show lower risk of cognitive decline. This means the nighttime habit isn't just about energy and immunity, it's about protecting your brain for the years ahead. You want to remember the faces of your grandchildren, the stories of your life, and the skills you've mastered. Sleep protects that, and this habit restores sleep. I want to ask you something. Have you ever noticed that after a truly good night's sleep, your mood is brighter, your patience is longer, and even your pain feels less intense? That's not your imagination. Good sleep reduces cortisol, the stress hormone, and increases endorphins, your natural painkillers. Many seniors report that aches and pains in their joints are less severe after nights of uninterrupted sleep. This is another reason why magnesium is powerful. It relaxes muscles, reduces cramps, and supports joint function. If you've ever had those painful nighttime leg cramps, you know exactly what I mean. How about you? Have you had leg cramps at night? Write in the comments if this happens to you, because many in this community will nod their heads and say yes. And you may inspire them to try this simple fix. Another powerful element of the nighttime habit is temperature. As you age, your body's ability to regulate temperature weakens. This is why many older adults either feel too hot or too cold at night. But magnesium again plays a role here, calming your blood vessels and helping your body find its natural rhythm. Combine that with a cool, dark bedroom, and suddenly your sleep environment is perfect for restoration. I often suggest to people, keep your bedroom around 18 to 20 degrees Celsius. Use breathable fabrics for your bedding, and avoid heavy meals within 3 hours of bedtime. Your digestive system slows with age, and heavy meals too close to sleep can cause reflux, discomfort, and awakenings. Pair a light dinner with magnesium tea, and you're setting yourself up for success. Let's not forget stories, because stories show us real results. John, a 68-year-old former mechanic, struggled with constant fatigue. He told his doctor he felt like a drained battery, even after 9 hours in bed. His immune system seemed weaker, and every winter he caught multiple colds. After some testing, they found his magnesium was low. His doctor recommended evening supplementation, plus strict no-screen time for 1 hour before bed. John swapped his nightly television habit for listening to old jazz records in low light. Within a month, his sleep improved, his morning energy returned, and he proudly said he didn't have to miss a single family gathering that winter because he wasn't tea-sick. John's story isn't just unusual. It's most common when people support their body's natural rhythm. Now let's talk numbers, because many of you love to hear research. In one clinical trial of older adults, those who received magnesium supplementation before bed increased their sleep efficiency by 20%. Sleep efficiency means the percentage of time in bed actually spent asleep. That's huge. Another study found that older adults who reduced evening light exposure simply by using dim lamps and avoiding screens increased melatonin production by up to 67%. Imagine your body trying to regenerate with almost no melatonin, and then suddenly producing 2/3 more. That's why these simple habits create such noticeable results. This isn't magic, this is measurable. Of course, I also want to address concerns. Some of you may be thinking, I tried magnesium before and it upset my stomach. That's because not all forms are equal. Magnesium oxide, for example, is poorly absorbed and can cause digestive discomfort, but magnesium glycinate and citrate are gentle, well absorbed, and especially effective for relaxation and sleep. Always start with a small dose, check with your doctor if you take medications, and remember that consistency is key. Don't expect one night to change everything. Give it a few weeks, because your body needs time to restore its natural balance. I want to pause here again and invite you to comment. Have you tried any nighttime supplements before? Did they help you, or did you notice no difference? Your story matters, and sharing it might encourage someone else to try again with a different approach. Let's expand beyond just magnesium and light, because while those are the core of this nighttime habit, there are supportive practices that enhance its effect. For example, breathing exercises before bed. Deep breathing increases oxygen, calms your nervous system, and tells your brain it's safe to shut down for the night. One simple technique is the 4-7-8 method. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7, exhale for 8. Repeat this 4 times, and you'll feel your heart rate slow, your muscles loosen, and your mind settle. Combine this with your magnesium tea and darkened room, and you've created a powerful cocktail for restoration. Another supportive practice is gentle stretching. Many older adults carry tension in their shoulders, back, and hips. A few minutes of light stretching before bed not only prevents stiffness, but also signals to your brain that it's time to release the day. Studies have shown that seniors who engage in nightly stretching routines fall asleep faster and report fewer nighttime awakenings. So while the core habit is magnesium hydration plus light reduction, adding breathing and stretching makes the results even stronger. Now let's talk immunity in detail, because I know this is a huge concern. After 60, your immune system undergoes a process called immunosenescence. This means your immune cells become slower, fewer, and less efficient. But the good news is that sleep directly counters immunosenescence. During deep sleep, your body releases interleukin-2 and interleukin-6, signaling molecules that train immune cells and boost their activity. In one study, older adults who improved their sleep quality cut their risk of respiratory infections by nearly 50%. Imagine reducing your risk of flu or pneumonia simply by practicing one nightly habit. That's life-changing. You might also be surprised to know that poor sleep is linked not just to infections, but also to vaccines. Research shows that older adults who sleep poorly after receiving a vaccine produce fewer antibodies, meaning their protection is weaker. On the other hand, those who sleep well produce stronger, longer-lasting responses. This means that your nighttime habit could literally improve how well vaccines work for you. That's powerful science. And let's not forget the heart. Cardiovascular disease is the #1 killer after 60. Poor sleep raises blood pressure, increases inflammation, and weakens the heart muscle. Magnesium, however, is a heart protector. It relaxes blood vessels, regulates heartbeat, and lowers blood pressure naturally. Combine that with restorative sleep, and you've created a shield for your heart every single night. One study found that older adults with higher magnesium intake had 30% lower risk of sudden cardiac death. That statistic alone should make you take this seriously. Now, let's talk myths, because I want to clear up confusion. Myth 1. Sleeping pills are the only solution. Not true. Sleeping pills may knock you out, but they don't restore deep sleep. They often reduce the very stages of sleep that rebuild your immune system and brain. That's why many people still feel groggy even after using them. Natural habits, on the other hand, restore your own biology. Myth 2. Napping during the day replaces nighttime sleep. Again, not true. Naps can help, but they don't reach the same depth of repair as nighttime cycles. And myth 3. It's normal to feel tired all the time after 60. No. Tiredness may be common, but it is not normal. It is a signal that your body is missing something, and habits like the one we're discussing can restore vitality. I also want to encourage you, don't think you're too old to benefit. I've seen 80 and 90-year-olds transform their energy simply by improving sleep. Your body never stops wanting to heal. It never stops trying to restore itself. You just have to give it the tools. Think about the mornings in your life when you woke up full of strength, when you stretched your arms and felt like the day was yours to enjoy. That feeling is not gone just because you are over 60. It can return when your body learns again how to restore itself at night. The truth is, every single night is either building you up or slowly wearing you down. There is no neutral. You may believe that watching TV late into the night is harmless, or that scrolling through your phone while lying in bed is just a habit. But what you are really doing is stealing from tomorrow's energy, from tomorrow's immunity, from tomorrow's health. And when you repeat it over and over, you are taking years off your life. On the other hand, when you make the choice to dim the lights, to put away the screens, to give your body magnesium and calm before sleep, you are depositing into your health bank. Every night becomes an investment, and the returns show up as energy, strength, sharper memory, and resilience against disease. Now let's look at another angle: pain and inflammation. Many older adults suffer from arthritis, back pain, or general stiffness. Poor sleep actually increases inflammation in the body. When you don't reach deep sleep, your body produces more C-reactive protein and more pro-inflammatory cytokines. This means swollen joints, more pain, and slower healing. But restorative sleep lowers inflammation markers. This is why so many people notice their pain is less severe after good nights of sleep. Magnesium again plays a dual role here. It not only supports sleep but also directly reduces inflammation by calming nerves and blood vessels. It's like applying oil to a rusty hinge. Without it, every movement grinds. With it, movement is smoother, less painful. Imagine your mornings with less stiffness simply because you respected your body's need for nighttime repair. And let's talk digestion for a moment, because I know many of you deal with reflux, indigestion, or constipation. Sleep and digestion are linked more than most people realize. Poor sleep disrupts the gut microbiome, those billions of bacteria that keep your digestion balanced and your immunity strong. In fact, studies show that even a single night of poor sleep can shift your gut bacteria toward harmful strains. On the other hand, restorative sleep strengthens beneficial bacteria, which then produce compounds that calm inflammation and boost mood. Magnesium supports this process by relaxing digestive muscles and reducing constipation. So when you drink that warm magnesium-rich tea before bed, you're not only preparing for deeper sleep, you're also supporting your gut, which in turn supports your immune system. It's a circle of health. Now, let's imagine a typical evening. Picture yourself finishing dinner around 6 or 7. Instead of heavy meals, you choose something light, maybe grilled fish with steamed vegetables, or a small bowl of soup with whole grain bread. You avoid fried foods, spicy sauces, and late desserts, because those trigger reflux and keep your body too busy digesting while it should be restoring. After dinner, you dim the lights in your home. The living room lamp becomes softer, the TV goes off earlier, and your bedroom glows with warm light instead of bright white LEDs. About 30 minutes before bed, you prepare a cup of warm chamomile tea with a teaspoon of magnesium citrate powder. You sip it slowly, breathing deeply, maybe listening to soft music or chatting with your partner. Then you stretch lightly, roll your shoulders, rotate your ankles, and release the tension in your body. You climb into bed, no phone in sight, no TV humming in the background. The room is cool, quiet, dark. You close your eyes, and within minutes, your body drifts into deep restorative sleep. This is the habit in action, and it changes everything. I want to remind you again, comment below if this sounds like something you could try. Would you be willing to put your phone away an hour before bed? Would you try magnesium in the evening? Tell me in the comments, because your words may motivate someone else who is skeptical. Now what about those who say, "But I wake up at night to use the bathroom, and then I can't fall back asleep"? This is a common complaint after 60 because bladder muscles weaken and the body produces less of the hormone vasopressin, which normally reduces urine production at night. While this can't always be fully prevented, the nighttime habit still helps. Magnesium relaxes bladder muscles, reducing urgency. A dark, calm environment makes it easier to fall back asleep after waking. And breathing techniques can reset the nervous system so you don't lie awake frustrated. One trick is called paradoxical intention. Instead of trying hard to sleep, You lie in bed and intentionally try to stay awake with your eyes closed. Within minutes, your brain lets go and you drift off again. Many older adults have found this surprisingly effective. Let's also talk about the role of routine. Your body loves rhythm. Going to bed at the same time every night trains your internal clock, known as the circadian rhythm. When bedtime is inconsistent, your body never knows when to release melatonin, when to slow the heart rate, or when to begin cell repair. But with consistent routines, the process becomes automatic. Pairing that consistency with magnesium and low light amplifies the effect. It's like teaching a child when bedtime is. At first there is resistance, but soon the body obeys the signal every night. And here's something fascinating. Studies have found that seniors with strong nighttime routines live longer, not just healthier. Regular sleep-wake cycles are associated with lower rates of cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and even certain cancers. That means your nighttime habit doesn't just improve tomorrow, it extends the number of tomorrows you may have. Now let's speak about emotional health. Loneliness and anxiety often increase after 60. Friends pass away, children move out, routines change. Poor sleep makes these feelings worse, while restorative sleep balances neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, improving mood and resilience. One 85-year-old widow told researchers that after improving her sleep with magnesium and routine, she felt less lonely and more capable of enjoying her days. She said, "I still miss my husband, but now mornings feel like a gift again, not a burden." This shows the emotional power of the habit. I want to pause again and ask you directly, how is your mood in the mornings? Do you wake up hopeful or heavy? Write in the comments, because emotional health is just as important as physical health. And sharing helps others feel less alone. We must also look at the immune system in the context of real threats. After 60, infections like pneumonia, urinary tract infections, and influenza are more dangerous. Hospitalization risks rise, recovery times double, and complications become more severe. But sleep is your silent shield. One large study tracked older adults through flu season and found that those who reported at least 7 hours of restorative sleep had 70% fewer severe infections than those with poor sleep. That's not coincidence. That's biology at work. The nighttime habit isn't optional. It is your defense line, and we can't ignore metabolism. As you age, metabolism slows, weight is harder to control, and blood sugar regulation weakens. Poor sleep actually makes this worse by increasing ghrelin, the hunger hormone, and lowering leptin, the fullness hormone. This leads to overeating, especially cravings for sugar and carbs. Magnesium helps stabilize blood sugar, and restorative sleep resets hunger hormones. That means better weight control without extreme dieting. Imagine having fewer cravings, more balanced meals, and steadier energy just by sleeping better. This is not fantasy. This is proven science. Now let me tell you about another story. Linda, age 74, had struggled with type 2 diabetes for years. Her blood sugar was unstable, and she often woke up at 3 in the morning craving food. Her doctor suggested focusing on nighttime habits: magnesium tea, lights out by 10, and no screens after 9. Within 2 months, Linda reported sleeping through the night, fewer sugar cravings, and more stable blood sugar levels in the morning. Her doctor was astonished at the improvement. And Linda herself said, "It felt like I finally had control again." These are the results possible with consistent effort. I also want to mention breathing again, because many of you may have sleep apnea, a condition where breathing stops repeatedly during sleep. While magnesium and light habits don't cure apnea, they do improve overall sleep quality and may reduce the severity of symptoms. And if you use a CPAP machine, combining it with a calming nighttime routine makes the experience smoother and easier. Don't ignore apnea. It is serious, but support your body with every tool available. Let's address another myth. If I can't sleep, I should just stay in bed and hope for the best. No. If you lie awake frustrated, your brain begins to associate the bed with stress. Instead, get up, move to a dimly lit room, do something calm like reading or listening to soft music, then return to bed when sleepy. This retrains the brain to see the bed as a place of rest, not struggle. Combine this with magnesium, and falling back asleep becomes easier. As we move deeper into this conversation, I want you to realize that the nighttime habit is not just one thing. It is a combination of small steps: magnesium-rich hydration, dimming lights, consistent routine, calming activities, and respecting your body's signals. Each step is simple. Together, they are powerful. The hardest part is not the science. The hardest part is commitment. Will you commit to trying this tonight? Will you give your body the chance to heal itself the way it was designed to? I believe you will, because you are here, listening, learning, and ready for change.